a chair. It's your boy ScullyPop with stories to share. From the page to the stage, I've done it all. Books on the shelf and curtain calls. I whisper tales in the dead of night with a little ta-ta-ta just to feel right. And if you need some tingles down your spine, ska, 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 yeah, that sound is mine. So buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're going deep, no need to hide. Where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're tuned in now to ScullyPop. So close your eyes and enjoy the glide, and we'll see you on the other side. I've read my novels by candlelight, with every chapter feeling just right. I'm the author that reads to you slow, with rhythm and rhyme in every flow. My fingers snap, the mic goes hot. Live from the heart, I give all I got. A little jazz, a touch of noir, mix in some ASMR and you're not far. Ska, 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 ta, 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 let the rhythm carry you. Ta, 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 ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Ska, ska, ska. Ta, ta, ta. Let the rhythm carry ya. Ta, ta, ta. Ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're spinning dreams on the other side, where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're vibing now with ScullyPop. So dim the lights and let it slide, and we'll see you on the other side. Yeah. Stories whispered, curtains raised, books turned to gold and voices praised. I'm just the guide on this wild old ride, and if you're still with me, I'll see you on the other side. Da, da, da.
Check, check. Thank you, Izzy. I just realized that. Izzy Pop, Izzy Pop. Check, sound check. Lawless in the world, lawless in the world. Blood Dragoon, Blood Dragoon. NH, tingle, 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 tingle. NH, mountain girls, cuss, 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 cuss. And you do. How's everybody doing? I'm your host, ScullyPop, where the entertainment doesn't stop. Tonight, we're going to be reading the Amsterdam Chronicles, so buckle up. It's quite the ride. We'll see you on the other side. Scuss, 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 Pop. Saturday night. Nice 57 degrees down here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. February 28th, the last day of the month. So,
I can tell we need to talk about things, so I'll let you start. Yes, I'm listening. Oh, I understand that. You need help with what you say? Oh, that's
hey, Debbie.
crazy. That's
How you doing,
crazy.
Debbie City?
The last
Welcome,
time that
welcome.
we talked about this, I felt like I was really clear. I gave you everything that
Getting
you
myself
needed to hear,
situated.
but you're still asking me for more. No, I'm just trying to understand what you're asking for. Because
It's
the only
heating
thing
up
that I
here
can't
in
really
Book
decide
3
right
of
now
Dutch
is
Coffee
how
Shop.
angry I am about you not listening to what I said before. You're just not listening. You're
You get through
projecting
this, it'll
and you're
complete
not
the
listening.
first trilogy
You're
that
not
I've
listening.
done.
No, you're not listening. All right, what do you have to say? I'm listening. You make me feel like I'm losing
It's the wild
my
man.
mind.
Wild man.
I said it.
Wild man is in the house.
Understanding.
He's not any wild man. He's the native
What else
wild
could
man.
I do? What else can I
Scott,
give
Scott,
you?
Scott,
What
Scott,
else
Scott,
can I
Scott.
say?
Scott, native wild man. Scott, Scott.
I am. I'm going crazy.
I am.
I'm repetitive. I'm saying it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Why should I repeat myself? 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 Why should I repeat myself?
So we're picking back up in chapter 5. We did chapters 1 through 4 last night. If you want to catch the beginning of the novel, I'm gonna try to get through the second half tonight, chapters 4 through 8. That'll pretty much keep getting me up to date. We'll see how my voice is doing tonight. Let's see, chapter 5. There it is. It's heating up. Of course, this comes from my original book, first book, Dutch Coffee Shop, which took place in Amsterdam. And in book 2, Land of the Dirty South, we brought the Dutch shores back to Mississippi. And now we're back in Holland again. Right now, I really don't have a title for the third book yet. Maybe Blood Tulips is a good one. But we're in chapter 5. You guys buckle up. Get ready. I'm going to read a little bit before we take a break. Feel free to, amongst yourselves, to chat. Leave a comment below. The safe house was a cramped fourth floor walk up into pipe. A neighborhood that had undergone the kind of gentrification that transformed working class areas into hipster playgrounds, where dock workers and factory hands had once lived in cheap apartments and drank in cheaper bars. There were now artisanal coffee shops and vegan restaurants and boutique stores selling vintage clothing at prices that would have made the original owners weep. But the building Jimmy had chosen was a holdout, stubborn remnant of the old neighborhood that had resisted the tide of change. The landlord was an 80-year-old Indonesian woman named Siti, who had survived the Japanese occupation, the colonial collapse, and 50 years of Amsterdam winters. She asked no questions, accepted payment in cash, and had a network of informants throughout the pipe that would put most intelligence agencies to shame. Jimmy had rented the apartment 3 days ago, paying 6 months' rent in advance. He told City he was a writer working on a novel about the Dutch resistance. She had looked at him with eyes that had seen through better liars and said nothing. Now he kicked the door shut behind them, dragging Tice into the dim living room. Space was Spartan, a ratty sofa that had seen better decades, a fold-out table covered with maps and photographs, a kitchenette that consisted of a hot plate and a mini fridge. The windows were covered with blackout curtains, and the only light came from a single bare bulb hanging from the ceiling. Tice collapsed on the sofa, his chest heaving, his face pale beneath the grind. He was shaking, not from cold, but from the adrenaline crash that followed any brush with death. Jimmy recognized the signs. He felt them himself more times than he could count. "Breathe," Jimmy said, checking the locks on the door. "Slow and deep, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You're safe now." "Safe?" Tice's voice cracked with hysteria. "We just shot at us the car." "I know." Jimmy moved to the window and peered through a gap in the curtains. The street below was quiet. No black Mercedes, no police sirens, no signs of pursuit. That didn't mean they were clear, but it meant they had time. "You did good back there. Most people freeze first time someone shoots at them. You ran. That's the right instinct." "You shot the driver." Tice was staring at him now, great blue eyes wide with a mixture of fear and awe. "Through the windshield. I was..." "Habit," Jimmy said, turning from the window. He checked his pistol, Glock 19, reliable but low capacity. He had started with 15 rounds in the magazine and one in the chamber. After the alley, he had 6 left. It's not ideal, but workable. He walked to the fold-out table and pulled a chair around, sitting across from Tice. The boy looked small on the oversized sofa, young in a way that had nothing to do with his actual age. Jimmy remembered being that young once, a lifetime ago, when the world was full of possibilities and death was something that happened to other people. "Open the package," he said. And Tice hesitated. His hand went to his hoodie pocket wall, where the brown paper bundle still pressed against his stomach like a tumor. "I can't. Edwinville. Edwin will try to kill you. The men in that car weren't there to verify your delivery. They were there to tie up loose ends. You, the package, everything. Edwin wants to disappear." "But he said..." "He lied." Jimmy leaned forward, his eyes boring into the boy's. "Edwin the Groat lies the way other people breathe. It's not personal, it's strategy. You were useful to him for a while, and now you're a liability. The information on that drive, whatever it is worth more than your life, more than 100 lives like yours." Tice's face crumpled, tears gathering at the corner of his eyes. He was 14 years old. 14. And already he'd seen more violence, more betrayal, more darkness than most people saw in a lifetime. "Open it," Jimmy said again. "Let's see what he was willing to kill you over." The boy reached into his pocket with trembling fingers. He withdrew the brown paper package and ripped it open. Tape tearing with a sound like tearing flesh. Inside was a portable hard drive, standard commercial model, nothing special, something else. Single tulip bulb, dried and withered, stained with something dark. Tice held it up, his brow furrowing. "What is this?" Jimmy took the bulb, rolling it between his fingers. The stain was blood, dry, old, but unmistakable. The flower itself had been beautiful once. Probably, for it was cut and dried and defiled. Message. Edwin calls them blood tulips, his trademark, his signature. "I don't understand." "Tulips are Dutch," Jimmy explained, setting the bulb on the table. "Flowers, commerce, national identity. During the golden age, tulip bulbs were worth more than houses. Fortunes were made and lost on the color of a petal. Edwin uses them to mark his territory, to claim ownership. A blood tulip means death. It means he's staking a claim on whoever receives it." "And he gave it to me?" "He gave it to you, which means he was claiming you. Your life, your death, your everything. You weren't a courier, Tice. You were a sacrifice, a message to whoever was supposed to receive that drive." The boy stared at the dried flower as if it might bite him. "What is on the drive?" Jimmy picked it up. He turned it over in his hands. It was surprisingly heavy for its size, probably armor designed to survive drops and impacts. The housing was featureless black plastic, the only marking a serial number stenciled in white. Shipping manifest, financial records, the blueprint for Edwin's entire European operation, routes, contacts, payments, everything. I've been tracking pieces of it for months, but this, tapped the drive against his palm. This is the Rosetta Stone. Why does he want to send it to the docks? Who's supposed to get it? That's the question, isn't it? Edwin's playing multiple angles. He's trying to sell the same information to the Augustus cartel, the Russian Bratva, and the Albanian mafia, all at the same time. Each of them thinks they're getting an exclusive. Each of them's paying premium prices, and when they find out, they've been double-crossed. War, Tice said softly. They'll all start killing each other. And Edwin walks away clean, having collected from all three. Classic con scaled up to the continental proportions. Jimmy rubbed his jaw, feeling the stubble rasp against his palm. Only problem is, he's not as clever as he thinks he is. The cartel already suspects. Russians are paranoid by nature, and the Albanians? He shook his head. The Albanians don't forgive, ever. Why do you care? You said you were dead. You said you came here to help. But why? What did you get out of this? Jimmy looked at the boy. Really looked at him, seeing the fear and the anger and the desperate hope that flickered beneath the surface. He remembered being that age, that desperate, that alone. I have a son. His name's Dickie. He's about 10 years older than you, but in a lot of ways, he's exactly the same. Caught up in something he doesn't understand, targeted by people he's never met, paying for sins that aren't his own. Edwin? Edwin has files on everyone I care about. My son, my brother, my mother. He knows where they live, what they do, who they love. If I don't stop him, that blood tulip is going to show up on their doorstep. Maybe just a bullet. Edwin isn't sentimental. Tice was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, his voice barely above a whisper, "Yes, my sister." Sophie? You know her? I know of her. Klaus mentioned her once years ago. Jimmy leaned back in his chair, his mind racing. Where is she? Club Paradiso. She works there. Entertainment, Edwin calls it. The word dripped with bitter irony. He says she's paying off a debt. He says she'll be free soon. And you believe him? No. Tice's jaw tightened. A flash of the steel that had allowed him to survive this long on the streets. I believe he's never going to let her go. I believe she is a prisoner, and the guards have orders to kill anyone who tries to help her escape. Jimmy stood up and walked to the window, pushing aside the curtain to look out at the night. The pipe sparkled below him, the street lights casting pools of amber on the wet cobblestones. Somewhere out there, in one of 1,000 anonymous buildings, a girl named Sophie was trapped in a cage made of debt and fear and the cruelty of men like Edwin the Groat. He was 41 years old. The cancer that had almost killed him was in remission, but it wouldn't stay that way forever. The Swiss doctors had given Jimmy 5 years. He suspected they were being optimistic. Every day he woke up breathing was a gift, a reprieve from the death sentence that had been his constant companion for the past 2 years. He didn't have time to save the world, barely had time to save himself. But maybe, just maybe, he had time to save one girl. Get your coat. We're going to the club. Chapter 5. Well, hey, Susan, how you doing there? Good to see you. Hope everybody's enjoying the reading so far. Lots of good books coming out this year. Some good stories. How's it going, Izzy? It's good. There you go. You see some emojis out there, members. Got 15 colorful emojis there. Light it up. How's Lawless doing? Would y'all end up catching Native? Hello, says Debbie. Yeet, yeet. Yeah, you're right. There it is. It's the Lawless emoji there. Let's see here. Some jazz on. It's great to see everybody. We're about to head into March. So what's everybody got planned for the rest of the weekend? Any special content coming up this month? Hello, Jet. How you doing? Jet. Place where crafty creation, sharing, and exploring new ideas takes place. Everybody welcome in, Jet. There you go, wild man. Light it up, baby. Well, somebody, we need to get Lawless back on the membership. You got a member right now, Wallace? He usually gets a gift. Izzy dropping those links out there. Mountain Girl, good to see you. New York Gal. Who else we got out there? You never know with Saturday nights. It almost makes sense to probably go live like at midnight on Saturdays, you know. Hey, Jason. How's it going, man? Good to see you, buddy. I saw Andy was live before when I was getting ready. Joji Pop. Yeah. Ska. Yeah, you're right. Let's see what else we got. We just got done reading chapter 5. I'm going to move into chapter 6 here real quick. Starting to heat up. There you go, Jason. Oh, thank you, Izzy Pop. Great to see some new faces there. It's good to have you in here, Jet. I'm known as the author that reads to you. I read my novels. I've written a few other works in the public domain and submissions from people like you. Oh, cool. Crafty's coming over. Awesome. Heck yeah. Yeah, I jumped right into it with that first chapter, so we need to try to get these hours in before midnight. So we got about an hour and a half left. We'll probably shut her down about 60, 70, 80 minutes from now. Hey, member for 2 months. Awesome, awesome. Heck yeah. Did I put that trailer up there? No, I didn't. Let's see something here. What do I got? Oh my goodness. There's for Jason right there.
Gus, 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 Gus. Tingle, tingle, tingle. Gus, 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 Gus. Tingle, tingle, tingle.
Thank you, Jason. My real name is Carrie. Okay, Carrie. Well, you're in the community now here with us, so you're now known as ScullyPop. ScullyPop ASMR. ScullyPop, pop, pop. Ding, 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 ding. In Amsterdam, 2006. Fascinating place. Oh yeah, it definitely is. It's kind of magical, like New Orleans. Bit of a toss-up there. Chapter 6. Where we at? Where we at? Chapter 6. Chapter 6. Sound of silence. Lucero Zamora. Lucero Zamora was a man who understood the value of silence. He had learned it in the killing fields of Costa Rica, where speaking too loudly could attract the attention of death squads. He had refined it in the prisons of Guatemala, where a whispered word in the wrong ear could mean a shiv between the ribs. And he had mastered it in the service of the Augustus cartel, where information was currency and silence was the vault that kept it safe. He stepped out of the silver Mercedes sedan at the Gulfport Harbor Marina, his linen shirt crisp despite the suffocating humidity, his eyes hidden behind aviator sunglasses that reflected world like twin mirrors. The heat hit him like a physical force, a wet, heavy blanket that wrapped around his body and squeezed, but it gave no sign of discomfort. He'd survived worse than weather. The marina was quiet in the late afternoon. Most of the charter boats either out on the water or tied up for the day. The Hannah sat in her slip at the end of the dock, Her whole street was salt and her deck cluttered with the detritus of a fishing trade. She was an old boat, well used, kind of vessel that spoke of hard work and harder times. Dickie Dempsey stood by the fuel pumps, his hands shoved into the pockets of his jeans, his face a mask of barely controlled emotion. He was young, mid-20s, as Amora estimated, with the lean build and sun-weathered skin of a man who spent his life on the water. There was something of his father in him, around the eyes and the set of the jaw, but the resemblance was softened by youth and inexperience. The boy was not a killer, not yet. Dickie Dempsey? Zamora asked, his accent thick, the musical cadence. His English was precise, educated, product of tutors and necessity. I'm here. Dickie's voice was tighter than it should have been, wound like a spring about to snap. His hand kept drifting toward his pocket, where Zamora could see the bulge of a phone. I got the call. My father, is he okay? Well, now. Zamora removed those sunglasses, revealing eyes the color of the obsidian, flat and depthless, the eyes of a man who'd looked into the abyss so many times that it become familiar territory. He surveyed the marina with the practiced ease of a professional, noting the exits, the sight lines, places where an ambush might hide. Old habits died hard. Some habits were the reason he was still alive. Your father sent me. I'm not here to harm you. I am here to give you this. He reached into the messenger bag slung across his shoulder and withdrew a thick manila envelope. He held it out, waiting. Dickie hesitated, then took the envelope. His hands were shaking slightly, not enough for most people to notice, but Zamora noticed everything. Inside the envelope was a stack of euros, 50,000 give or take, a set of keys, and a passport with a new name. What is this? Dickie flipped through the passport. Photo was his own. The name was different. David Dawson. A way out. Or a way in. The choice is yours. I don't understand. You don't need to understand everything. Not yet. Zamora glanced over his shoulder at the marina, checking their privacy. Pelican sat on a nearby pond, watching them with prehistoric indifference. The enemies your father made are waking up. Edwin de Groot, you know this name? No? You will. Edwin has put price on the Dempsey family. Your father faked his death to draw them out, to make them think the war was over. But they have found you anyway. They know where you are. They know where your uncle is. They are coming for you. Why? I've never done anything to these people. I've never even been in the hall. I'm just a charter captain, for Christ's sake. You are leverage. A pressure point. The best way to hurt a man like your father is to hurt the people he loves. Yeah. Edwin knows this. So does Mariana. So does the cartel. In the world, in our world, the family is not a bond. It is a vulnerability. So what am I supposed to do? Hide for the rest of my life? No. You're supposed to survive. You're supposed to get your Uncle William out to California. You're supposed to disappear to the cabin in Mississippi, the place your father mentioned. You're supposed to stay off the grid and trust no one and wait.
Wait for what?
For instruction. But the moment you can act for your father to finish what he started. Or for the war to come to you, in which case you will need to decide who you are. Who I am? A Dempsey? Zamora's lips curved into something that might have been a smile, though it didn't touch his eyes. Your father was a smuggler, a thief, a killer. He walked through the valley of the Chateau of Death, came out on the other side. He has the enemies on 3 continents and allies into none. He is alone, fighting a war he should have finished 15 years ago. That's the only thing he cares about. The only thing that matters to him is keeping you safe. Dickie looked at this strange man and the envelope and the voice ringing in his head and at the hand bobbing gently in her slip. But that had been his father's lifeblood, the inheritance that had become his burden. And if I don't want to hide, if I want to help him, then he will die. And your father's sacrifice will be for nothing. To not be a hero, Dickie. Heroes die young and forgot. Be a survivor. It is what your father wants for you. It is what any father would want. A long moment passed. Pelican launched itself in the pile with a clumsy flap of wings, soaring out over the harbor toward the open water. Somewhere in the distance, a boat engine caught the light. Okay. I'll go get William. Good. Zamora produced a business card, blank except for a phone number, and pressed it into Dickie's palm. See, the number is secure. Memorize, yeah? Then destroy the card. If you need to reach me, call it once and let it ring to 3 times, then hang up and wait. I will contact you. And my father? He is in Amsterdam. He is fighting. He is depending on you to stay alive long enough for him to win. Zamora slipped his sunglasses back on, his face becoming unreadable. I have the plane to catch. The old world calls. He turned and walked back toward the Mercedes, his footsteps silent on the weathered dock. At the car, paused and looked back. Dickie? Yeah? Your father loves you. Remember that. And then the darkness comes. Remember that everything he has done, the lies, the death, the war, he has done it for you. Some more climbed into the sedan and closed the door. Dickie stood alone on the dock, the envelope in one hand and the business card in the other. The gulf spread out before him, vast and indifferent. The same water that had supposedly claimed his father's ashes. He wasn't ready for this. He knew that. He wasn't trained, wasn't experienced, wasn't anything close to the kind of man who could survive in the world his father had inhabited. But he was a Dempsey, and Dempseys didn't run from the fire. They walked into it. Pulled out his phone, dialed his uncle's number. It rang 4 times before William answered, his voice groggy with the time difference. Dickie, it's the middle of the night here. What? Uncle William, Dickie's voice was steady now, calmer than he felt. I need you to listen to me. I need you to pack a bag. I'm coming to get you. What's going on? Dad's alive. People are coming to kill us. Long pause, then. I'll be ready. Chapter 6. It's heating up. There she is. Hey, Andy. How do? Good to see you. Hey, Bud Falls. How you doing? How is everybody? Hey, Nora. What up? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hope y'all are enjoying the story. That was chapter 6 from Blood Tulips. Yep, Amsterdam 2.0. Getting her done. Boy, it sure did heat up this week down here in the south. I know a lot of y'all still getting that cold, rainy, snowy weather, but man, it's been great weather down here. What's y'all's weather like where you're at? I just could not deal with all that snow. Could not do it. Lawless. You in the back with that bong, man? Bong smoker's in the back. You here in the back? Yeah, you're right. Izzy. Y'all don't forget to hit the like. Some of that Izzy jazz. It even warmed up in Virginia. Look at that. Damn. Whew. In fact, I'm going to take this shirt off. I'm getting hot up here. Toe tapping. Oh, I swear every time I stop reading and just talk to y'all, the viewership goes up. Cracks me up, man. It's like, anybody like to read books anymore, you know? Like, are we headed to a world that just doesn't read anymore, or what's going on? Anybody ever wonder what it was like the Library of Alexandria might have been like? We're on a snow event for this year so far. Last time at this time we were on event 24, so not much of a winter here this year. It was 68 today, crazy warm in Colorado. Yeah, that is hot. Damn. We're listening. Helm flies to Jupiter. What? Got you, Captain. I must have missed something. We'll have to check those potatoes after this chapter. I've got some potatoes slow cooking down there. Okay. Lordy, lordy. I love you, YouTube. Anybody got the love-hate relationship with YouTube? Oh my God. Oh, man. Yeah, we're halfway already. Back out of that parking spot. Question is, can you parallel park? Beep, 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 beep. Super wow. Sean, what'd y'all catch, man? You load up the ice chest? God, the weather looked like great fishing weather today. I'm ready to go. I got my gear ready. I just need to get my ass up and go. Well, I do need to get some hooks and weights and all that, but hell, somebody ripped my damn tackle box off. Unbelievable. I'm like, man, I looked all over for it, and I was thinking, damn, there's $150 of shit up in there, man. Like, what the hell? Yeah, that one catfish, huh? Them things fight. They don't want to come up. We know that. So if you're lost and sleep won't come, look for the stream that hums and hums. Click subscribe to a world apart, where Scully reads straight to your heart. I swear, Izzy, every day I get another claim on that unconventional song. I'm gonna take a few hours and go back and fix all that, but like, it's unbelievable what they're doing. Like, what the hell, you know? Shit, you telling me, man? I had all kind of good lures and spinners and you name it in there. I do have a brand new pack of 15-pound braid I still haven't used, so that was cool. Oh yeah, you found a fishing rod on the ground? That's cool. Yeah, I got the Shimano Shimano Nexaid 4000 with an ugly stick, and usually I like the 15-pound braid. That pretty much pull anything in out there. And I usually go braid right to the hook. You know, some people tie a couple feet of mono on there, but I like the sensitivity, you know, I can feel it. Anyway, so where we at? Chapter 7. Every time I go back to my phone, I think it goes right to the top. It's about aggravating. Okay. Chapter 7. All these chapters are long. I guess they're about the same length as all my other books, but mercy, is that all of chapter 7? Jesus. No, that was 6. Come on. There it is. Alright, alright. Let's see, guys. Check in with the chat. Always been partial Zebco, durable and battery tested. I got 3. Oh yeah. Izzy says 7. It's Zebco. Rah. You ready? I remember one night I was sitting here. I guess it was a lie. I was talking to y'all, and I just reached up and grabbed my tea and brought it up, and I just poured it all over my shirt. Like, what the hell? My pants and everything. Scuss. Tingle, 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 tingle. Club Paradiso was a cathedral of sin. Tonight, sin was in full swing. The converted church, Lester Carrick's defrocked cousin, stripped of his piety and dressed in leather and neon. Oh my God, I pronounced that wrong. Is that piety or piety? It's piety, isn't it? I constantly remember. Do it the other way just in case. The converted church of Lester Carrick's defrocked cousin, stripped of its piety and dressed in leather and neon, throb with a bass beat that Jimmy felt in his teeth. The building had been a reformed church once, back when Amsterdam was the capital of Protestant commerce and moral certainty. Now it was something else entirely, a monument to excess, a temple dedicated to the gods of music and dancing and the chemical shortcuts to euphoria. I've actually been to this place, Club Paradiso. The entrance was guarded by a pair of bouncers who looked like they'd been assembled from spare parts in the Soviet laboratory. Broad shoulders, thick necks, eyes that scanned the crowd with professional suspicion. Jimmy and Tice joined the queue of clubgoers waiting to get in. A motley collection of tourists, students, and Amsterdam's nocturnal elite. Jimmy had ditched the pea coat in favor of a leather jacket he had lifted from a rack in the safe house's hallway. Something City kept for guests who needed to change their appearance in a hurry. The jacket was tight across his shoulders, but it concealed the Glock adequately. He'd added a black t-shirt and jeans, the universal uniform of men who wanted to blend into the darkness. Tice stuck close to his side, his hood pulled up to shadow his face. The boy was terrified. Jimmy could see it in the tension of his shoulders, hear it in the quick, shallow rhythm of his breathing, but he was also determined. Sophie was in there somewhere, trapped in Edwin's gilded cage, and Tice was ready to tear down the walls to reach her. That kind of determination could get you killed. It could also save your life. Jimmy hadn't decided which it would be tonight. The line moved slowly, the bouncer checking IDs and rejecting anyone who didn't meet their arbitrary standards. Jimmy palmed a 50-euro note from his pocket and slipped it into the hand of the nearest doorman as they reached the front. VIP entrance, private party. The bouncer looked at the bill, then at Jimmy, then at Tice. His eyes lingered on the scar on Jimmy's neck, the hardness in his gaze. Whatever he saw there, it was enough. Through the side door, the bouncer said, pocketing the money. Up the stairs to the left. They moved through the side entrance and into the club proper. The interior was a fever dream of light and sound, strobes flickering in syncopated rhythm with the music. Laser beams slicing through artificial fog. Bodies are writhing on the dance floor like a single organism in the throes of ecstasy. The smell was overwhelming. Sweat and perfume. Alcohol and something chemical that might have been MDMA vaporizing in the heat. Jimmy navigated the crowd with practiced ease, his eyes scanning for threats, his body moving on autopilot while his mind cataloged exits and entrances. The main dance floor was on the ground level, where the pews had once stood. Above it, on a raised platform that had been the choir loft, was the VIP section. Velvet ropes, bottle service, private booths where the wealthy and the connected held court. That was where Edwin would be. That was where Sophie was. Stay close. And don't draw attention, Tice. Don't speak unless I tell you to. What's the plan? Get in, find Sophie, get out. And if Edwin gets in the way, deal with Edwin. Deal with him how? However I have to. Made their way toward the VIP section, climbing a spiral staircase that wound up to the choir loft. At the top, two more bouncers stood guard, larger than the ones at the door. That was possible. Their suits straining over muscles that had been built in gyms and tested in violence. Jimmy didn't slow down. He stumbled slightly, affecting the loose limb gait of a drunk, and crashed into the first bouncer with a muttered apology.
Hey, watch where you go.
Jimmy used the momentum. He grabbed the bouncer's lapels as he stumbled, pulling the man off balance, and drove a knee into his groin with enough force to lift him off his feet. As the bouncer doubled over, Jimmy brought his elbow down the back of the man's neck. A short, controlled strike that dropped him to the floor like a sack of wet cement. The second bouncer reached for his earpiece, his other hand going for the weapon holstered under his jacket. He was fast, well trained, but Jimmy was faster. He swept the man's legs out from under him, a simple judo throw that sent the bouncer crashing to the ground. Before the man could recover, Jimmy's heel came down on his sternum, driving the air from his lungs in an explosive wheeze. "Move," Jimmy said to Tice. They vaulted the velvet rope and pushed into the VIP section. The lighting here was different, dimmer, more intimate. The strobe replaced by soft amber glows that cast long shadows across the plush furniture. Waitresses in revealing outfits circulated with trays of champagne and cocktails. Patrons were a mix of businessmen, criminals, and the kind of beautiful people who existed in the spaces between the two categories. And there, the largest booth at the far end of the platform, surrounded by girls and smoking bodyguards, sat Edwin the Gross. He was older than Jimmy remembered, hairline receding, face carrying an extra layer of hardness that came from years of paranoia and brutality. But his eyes were the same, cold reptilian, calculating. The eyes of a man who viewed other human beings as resources to be exploited or obstacles to be removed. Sophie Dubois sat beside him, her hand resting on his shoulder in a pose that might have looked like affection. He didn't notice the tension in her fingers, flatness in her gaze. She wore a dress that cost more than most people's monthly rent. Her hair was styled, her makeup flawless, and her expression completely dead. A doll in a dollhouse. A bird in a gilded cage. Tice made a sound, something between a gasp and a sob. When he saw her, Jimmy grabbed his arm, holding him back. "Yeah, wait for my signal." Edwin had noticed them now, his bodyguards, four of them flanking the booth, were rising from their seats, hands moving toward concealed weapons. But Edwin himself didn't move. Instead, he smiled, a wide, triumphant grin that split his face like a wound.
Jimmy Dempsey? Or should I say Hunt? I must admit, the rumors of your death were disappointing. I was hoping to kill you myself.
Jimmy stepped forward, his hand drifting toward the Glock under his jacket.
"Let the girl go, Edwin." "The girl?"
Edwin smiled wide and he grabbed Sophie by the hair, wrenching her head back with a casual cruelty that made Tice lurch forward against Jimmy's grip.
"The girl is my insurance, Hunt. Against Klaus, against you, against the cartel that abandoned me in Terneuzen.
She has nothing to do with this."
Everything is connected. The diamond Mariana gave to Zamora, the shipments, the cancer eating you alive. I know everything, Hunt. I know about the Swiss clinic, the treatments, the borrowed time. You have what, 2 months? 3? Why waste them trying to save a whore?
Jimmy's finger brushed the trigger guard. Music pounded around them. Funeral dirge in 4/4 time. "Last chance, Edwin. Walk away, let the girl go, and disappear. You've done well for yourself since Terneuzen. You don't need this war."
Walk away. He pulled a pistol from his jacket and pressed it into Sophie's temple. The girl didn't flinch. She was beyond flinching. You should have stayed dead, Hunt. You should have rotted in peace at the bottom of your precious gulf. Now you've crawled out of the grave, and for what? For her? For him? He gestured at Tice with the barrel of the gun. For Ghost and children. Redemption. And then he shot out the light. Chapter 7. Hey, Yads. Gator. Gator Pop. That's right, his brother Gator. Sister Yaz. It's good to see you, Yads. Doing a little reading tonight. Let me put some Izzy Jazz on for a second. I gotta go check my potatoes here in a sec. Right, so good to see everybody. Oh yeah. I wrote this, 3 or 4 days ago. I wrote all this. I haven't even gotten into chapter 9 yet. We're looking at roughly 40 chapters to make a novel, guys. And this will complete book 3 of a trilogy that's basically, they're all 400-page books, you know. So there's that. And then we've got the 2 other new novels, The Awakening and Carnival Crew, thriller in Mardi Gras in New Orleans. We've got the Emerald Wonderland series and the Blue Diamond. We'll need to pull out of the vault, get it going. And of course, all those short stories I wrote. I think I'll probably put a book together for that. But if I fulfill my plan, I'll probably have 7 or 8 books, you know, in a year. Well, thank you, Jason. Much appreciated. Izzy Pop. So Gator, Lawless. That's awesome. Y'all, I had to honestly say, I didn't even realize that Club Paradiso was a church originally. I've been there and some crazy stuff happened there. In real life, you know, when I lived in Amsterdam and all that. But I guess I should have known the way it was designed. I was, you know, designed for music and stuff as a church originally, and anyway, it's kind of profound, like learning about all that. You know, the thing is, when I was there, I was so messed up that I went up in that balcony section that they were talking, you know, I wrote about there, and passed out up there and stuff, and nobody knew where I was for a while. And truthfully, I'm not really sure how they found me. I just remember waking up the next day riding in the back of a van with a bunch of music equipment, and these two Dutch guys that were driving this van up front. I don't know what the hell they were saying. Let me check on that real quick. I'll be right back. Like literally 2 minutes. All right, we're back. Chapter 8 next. How's everything, Izzy Pop? The roots.
Oh, y'all waiting on me? Pretty good chapter coming up here. Good. Izzy, I thought you were going live today. What happened? Izzy Pop? Izzy Pop. Remember for 2 months. Okay. One at a time punchers, one letter at a time with your index finger. Who's that? Hey, how you doing, Misha? Awesome. Good to see you. Got one more chapter to read. We've got about 25 minutes left. Should close down the books for the month. So if y'all want the discount, get your orders in before midnight. The shot was swallowed by the thunder of the club sound system. Sharp crack lost in a sea of bass and synthesizers. Most of the people in the VIP section didn't even register the sound as gunfire. They probably thought it was part of the music, an aggressive percussion hit, a theatrical effect. But the halogen spotlight above Edwin's booth exploded in a shower of sparks and broken glass, plunging the area into sudden absolute darkness. Edwin fired blindly, the muzzle flash searing the air like lightning. The bullet tore into the upholstery inches from where Jimmy's head had been a moment before, but Jimmy was already moving, rolling over the glass table that served as the booth's centerpiece, bottles of champagne shattering around him in a cascade of expensive liquid. Sophie bit Edwin's hand hard, her teeth sinking into the webbing between the thumb and forefinger. Edwin howled, his grip on her hair loosening, and Sophie twisted away with a ferocity that surprised everyone, including herself. She scrambled over the back of the booth, vanishing into the shadows of the backstage area where the DJs kept their equipment.
Get her!
Edwin roared. His bodyguards were in chaos, trying to find targets in the darkness, stumbling over overturned furniture and each other. Tice didn't wait for Jimmy's signal. He launched himself at Edwin like a rabid terrier, all teeth and fury, tackling the man against the banister that separated the VIP section from the drop to the dance floor below. Edwin was strong. Steroids and cruelty made for a powerful combination. And he threw the boy off like a rag doll, sending him crashing into a table. "Go!" Jimmy shouted at Tice. "Get Sophie! Get her out!" Tice scrambled to his feet and disappeared into the direction Sophie had fled. Jimmy rose from the floor, Glock ready in his hands. He fired twice, the shots aimed at Edwin's center mass, but Edwin was fast, faster than a man his age had any right to be. He ducked, the bullets punching into the wall behind him in return fire. The round grazed Jimmy's shoulder, spinning him around, painting a line of fire across his deltoid. He hit the floor hard, his vision blurry. Cancer treatments had left him weaker than he wanted to admit, and the blood loss wasn't helping. Tasted copper, felt the familiar darkness creeping in at the edges of his consciousness. Not now, he told himself. Not yet. Edwin stood over him, the gun pointed down. The emergency lights had kicked in, dim red glows that cast his face in demonic relief. He was smiling. There was no humor in the expression, only triumph, only hate. A 15 end, Edwin sneered. The sea captain dies on dry land. The ghost finally finds his grave. Jimmy looked up at him, at the triumph in his reptilian eyes, at the hatred that had festered for 15 years. "You forgot one thing, Edwin." "What?" "I'm not the only one who came for you." Edwin's eyes widened. A shadow fell over him from the side, emerging from the backstage corridor. Mariana Rodriguez stepped into the light. She wore a black dress, elegant and simple. The kind of dress you wore to funerals and negotiations. In her hand was a suppressed pistol, held with the casual ease of someone who had used such weapons many times before. "Hello, Edwin. I believe you have something that belongs to my organization, and you have overstayed your welcome in my city." Edwin swung his gun toward her, his face contorting with disbelief. You gave the diamond away. You have nothing here. The city is mine." "I have loyalty, something you never understood." She squeezed the trigger twice. The suppressed shots were soft, thump, 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 like muffled coughs. 2 red blossoms appeared on Edwin's chest, dark against the white of his shirt. He stumbled backward, his eyes wide with shock and the sudden, terrible understanding that comes to all men in their final moments. He fell over the railing. Almost graceful the way he went over. Arms spread, back arching, a diver performing a final fatal pirouette. fell past the choir loft, past the VIP section, down to the dance floor where there were a crowd still writhed, oblivious to the drama unfolding above them. He landed with a sound that was lost in the music, a thud that was just another bass hit, just another beat in the endless rhythm of the night. The people around him scattered, finally realizing that something was wrong, that the body on the floor wasn't a drunk or a passed out raver. The stampede began. Mariana stepped over Jimmy, extending her hand. Her grip was strong, warm, surprisingly gentle. "You look terrible, Jimmy," she said. "I've been better." Over the chaos below, he could see the body of Edwin the Groat, splayed out like a broken marionette. In the dead man's pocket, crushed in ruin, was the blood tulip, his trademark, his signature. His final message to a world that had finally stopped listening. "Is it over?" Jimmy asked. "Over?" Mariana smiled, but her eyes remained cold and calculating. "Edwin is dead. His organization will tear itself apart within the week. The manifest on that hard drive will be worth more than gold to the right people. And I know the right people. That's not what I meant. I know." She guided him down the stairwell, away from the chaos, toward a waiting car in the alley. "The war isn't over, Jimmy. It never is. It just changes shape, changes battlefields, changes players. And me? You?" Mariana opened the car door, helping him into the back seat. Tice was already there, his arm around Sophie, who was shaking but alive, finally free of her cage. "You, Jimmy, are a dead man, a perfect soldier. No one looks for a ghost." Jimmy leaned back against the leather seat, feeling the pain of the shoulder, the deeper pain of the cancer that was still inside him, waiting. He looked at Tice, at Sophie, at the two children he had managed to save from the fire. "I have a son," he said quietly, "and a brother. Edwin's network, they'll know about them." "I know." Mariana slid into the front seat, nodding to her driver. Car pulled out of the alley, merging into the nighttime traffic of Amsterdam. "Zamora has your son. He is on his way to California to collect your brother. They will be safe." "For how long?" "Long enough." Mariana turned to look at him, dark eyes unreadable. "I have a specialist in Zurich who owes me a favor. Cancer specialist. The best in Europe. When this is finished, I want you to see him." "Why?" "Because the world is changing, Jimmy. The old guard is dying. Edwin was the last of the Ternosian generation. New powers are rising, new threats, new opportunities. And I need people I can trust. People who understand the price of loyalty." "I'm not a soldier anymore. I'm not anything." "You're a Dempsey." Mariana smiled, and for just a moment, coldness in her eyes softened. "And Dempseys don't die quietly. They don't fade away. They fight until the very end, and then they fight some more. Jimmy looked out the window at the lights of Amsterdam, canals, the bridges, the centuries of history that had witnessed so much blood and commerce and ambition. He thought about Dickie, somewhere over the Atlantic, flying toward a brother who didn't know the truth. Thought about William, safe in California, about to learn that the sins of the past had a long reach. He thought about his mother Josie in Gulfport, baking snickerdoodles and worrying about a son who had been dead for a year. He thought about the blood tulips and the men who planted them. Where do we go from here? First the hospital, then we plan. Mariana turned back to face the road ahead. The game is changing, Jimmy. Question is whether you want to be a player or a piece. Jimmy closed his eyes. Pain was getting worse, but beneath it, he felt something else. Something he hadn't felt in a long time. Purpose. I got a phone call to make. My son needs to know I'm alive. He knows. Samora told him. Question is whether he'll forgive you. Maybe not today, but someday. That's what redemption is, right? A road, not a destination. The car drove on, carrying them through the night, away from the cathedral of sin and toward whatever future awaited them. Behind them, Club Paradiso burned with sirens and chaos. Ahead, the world waited, vast and different, full of enemies and opportunities. Jimmy Dempsey, the dead man walking, had crawled out of his grave. And now, for the first time since the funeral, he felt alive. The blood tulips were wilting, but the war was just beginning. Chapter 8. Cuckoo-ca-cha, boom chicka-ra, boom shakalaka.
Spurs highest rippling with a dance.
Gas, 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 gas. Tingle, tingle, tingle.
Dance. I am the tea man. I say, I love my tea. Thank you, Izzy Pop, Misha, Wildman, Lawless, Jason, Debbie Sue, Cable Company, the ads and Lodia, and everybody else who attended tonight. Crafty Witch. Bud Files, Simply Debbie Sue, Jet was here tonight, Joji as well. Susan was here. Susanna, okay, yeah. What else is Susan? And H Mountain Girl. Blood Dragoon, thank you. Yeah. So anybody got a live stream scheduled for tonight or tomorrow? I think Izzy Pop's going to go live, but I don't know when. Maybe tonight or this morning. Bob Ross. Cuckoo Kachu. I think that's the song they play over at the Crazy Corner when you go in. What you making an overlay for? Oh my God, shade. Gator, what you doing, man? You up so late? Getting stuff ready to cook? How you doing, man? You feeling pretty good? You looking thinner, looking a little bit fitter. How's everybody doing? Hope nobody's suffering any pain or discomfort. Some of y'all have chronic illness and everything else. Hey, boss. Neo News. Okay. Huh. Editing a members video, trying to get it done for tomorrow. All right. Yeah, I need to do something for the members. I haven't done a video for a while. I think Izzy's over there dancing. Working that pole, I guess. Gator, when you gonna go live inside the car again? That's pretty cool when you do that, man. It gives a little different perspective. Breaking news, like all this news that be breaking. Oh my God. Right. Spider Pig, what's poppin'? You getting up, get a midnight snack, man? Hey, Okie Pop. What up, man? Well, you been putting those videos out. Women got you cooking, huh? Yeah. There you go. Oh, heck yeah. We'll get ready to cook me up a hamburger. I got some boiled carrots and potatoes, sweet potatoes, white potatoes, carrots, and big fat juicy hamburger. Yeah, man, you staying real busy. Got that snowball rolling now. Let it keep rolling and building up, you know? I don't know, it's all got the snowball effect on here, you know? Once you get it rolling, you got to keep it moving and it build up. That ain't to say that the snowball melts every once in a while and puts you back, but a lot of things can hold you back on here, you know, and that's not to take anything lightly, even with your health. And people tend to not, you know, get up and go to the bathroom like they're supposed to, and they don't eat healthy, and it's going to catch up to you. You know, gets pretty exciting on here after you get monetized and get that stuff going, and then you do it for a while and you can get burned out, you know, and go through all kinds of stuff. But there's different levels to this, you know, as far as like what goes on mentally. But I don't know that I'm here to tell you that right now. Heck yeah. I wonder what they're doing down in New Orleans right now. Let's see. It is Saturday night. Huh. Damn, they got the live streams not available right now in New Orleans. I'll be damned. That can't be true again. Let me see. No, that can't be true. No. Oh, no, it is. No, there it is. Let me see real quick. Yeah, you know. Crying out loud. Oh, a few people down there. Yeah. Yeah, don't that burger sound good? Cook down those potatoes in that beef tallow. I guess I'm gonna get to doing some coding after a while. I'm working on some apps and websites and things. Yeah, maybe we'll get back to the midnight matinee here soon. Seems like a lot more people looking for lives after midnight once things settle down. But yeah, guys. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I'll end it with a trailer. I did. There we go.
And I'll definitely try to have some more material for you soon. I'll see y'all around in the live streams. Y'all check out Izzy Pop's channel. Put her link out there. The channel. Share. Copy link. Any idea when you're going live, Izzy? There's Izzy's link. Y'all look for her, go live. I know Okie will probably be live in the morning. So will Spider Pig. Sure, Gator will be live tomorrow. Native Wildman may be fishing. Misha, she might put some piano out tomorrow. Looking for Debbie Sue's new story. Crafty Witch will be crocheting. Not sure if Lawless will be live tomorrow. Anyway, it's good to see everybody, Yads. Yeah. No.
Well, hey there, friend, pull up a chair. It's your boy ScullyPop with stories to share. From the page to the stage, I've done it all. Books on the shelf and curtain calls. I whisper tales in the dead of night with a little ta-ta-ta just to feel right. And if you need some tingles down your spine, ska, 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 yeah, that sound is mine. So buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're going deep, no need to hide. Where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're tuned in now to ScullyPop. So close your eyes, then enjoy the glide. And we'll see you on the other side. I've read my novels by candlelight, with every chapter feeling just right. I'm the author that reads to you slow, with rhythm and rhyme in every flow. My fingers snap, the mic goes hot. Live from the heart, I give all I got. A little jazz, a touch of noir, mix in some ASMR and you're not far. Ska, 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 ta, 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 let the rhythm carry you. Ta, 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 ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Ska, ska, ska. Ta, ta, ta. Let the rhythm carry ya. Ta, ta, ta. Ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're spinning dreams on the other side, where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're vibing now with ScullyPop. So dim the lights and let it slide, and we'll see you on the other side. Yeah. Stories whispered, curtains raised, books turned to gold and voices praised. I'm just the guide on this wild old ride, and if you're still with me, I'll see you on the other side.